Hi.
Hello, Ramon. Come
Hi.
in. Good to
Hey,
see
good to
you.
see
I'm
you. Great
Nancy.
to
I'm
see you.
from
What's up,
Dallas.
Nancy?
And
you
of
know-
course, this is going to be on all of our military bases all over
Okay.
the world.
Oh, wow.
excellent.
So
Okay.
and we've got a double slot here too. Any military connections in your family's background?
Well, I had my uncle who served in the Navy and another uncle who served in the Army. So those are my military
Yeah.
connections.
My father served. He was in the Army in Vietnam, and then I had a bunch of childhood friends that joined the Navy and two that joined in the Marines.
Okay, so you all put the uniform on. How did that feel, just putting that uniform on? You've been a soldier before.
Yeah. Well, this time I felt it was a new level of being able to be a soldier because I got to really like do the research and not that I didn't get to do the research before, but this time it was like, okay, this gunny sergeant is somebody that I have to like really know what it is to be a Marines and I want to understand what it takes to be a soldier. And I want to understand what can drive a person to want to be in the military and what their experiences are like. I mean, I know each person is an individual, but it still just gave me I was driven to pay respect to the people who we are representing, to the Marines. I was listening to these Marines chants and songs and being like, man, this is honor. It's an honor to be able to do this, and it's an honor to take on this and wear this uniform.
And you yelled quite well.
Well, yeah, I yelled, because that's something that a gunny sergeant will do at times, just to get, his soldiers in order, his Marines in order, or her Marines. But yeah, and some of it was laughter, and some of it was like, without physically hugging, but some of it was hugging our Marines, because I think a gunny sergeant is like any leader. A leader has to be compassionate. They have to be understanding. They have to know how to motivate you. So that's what I wanted to bring to that character.
And Ramon, your character, you're in the trenches.
Yeah, I mean, Morales was he had already been out there. He was in war when Megan came out, and so I mean, he kind of had this opportunity to. I think he saw what she was feeling, being new out there, and what that must feel like, and he kind of showed her the ropes a little bit of what to expect, how this works. He poked at her a little bit with some humor, which I really loved, and I wanted to try to incorporate that. So it's not just. I think people always think the perception is that military people are always just very serious, and it's like they're human beings. They're dynamic and they're interesting, and I wanted to, they have a very specific sense of humor, just like people that are in law enforcement. That's kind of how they, I think, and feel. That's how they can cope with things sometimes, with what they're dealing with what their reality is. And so he found this kind of interesting way to kind of joke with her, but also really tell her what to expect. And I think, just that relationship with the canine, which I got to really kind of experience training with this dog and spending weeks. I'd already done military training with Sergeant Major Deaver for another project we did. So I felt like I had the Marine aspect pretty good. I just needed to really understand that canine relationship and what that meant, and how to build that trust, because that's what it's really all about. And that's what I thought he could actually relate to Megan. And that she ends up learning. Obviously, we see in the film like the impact that this dog and this love means to her, and how it affects her profoundly.
It's not a pet. I mean, there were all these lines. This dog is not a pet. This dog is not an animal. It's a warrior.
It's a weapon.
Yeah,
They view it as a weapon. Yeah.
Yeah. A warrior who, is putting their lives on the line too.
That's right.
And is also like your comrade. Like you have to, as Ramon said, you have to trust. Like you have to trust each other, and it's something to put. Like it's a relationship that has to build there, and I really think this story is more of a love story and about relationships than anything. But it's just the military and the war is part of the aspect. It's the environment where this love developed, and each person is learning how to love in different ways. And one thing I appreciated about getting to talk with a lot of people from the military, you come from different backgrounds, and as a black man, you may not have had like a lot of interaction with white or Latino or Asians, or, and when you're in the military, it's all together. You can overcome all those things, and you're like, we fighting this together. And even in our differences, we can appreciate each other's differences, joke about it, but we know we have a mission. I think that's a beautiful thing about
That's
the
a
human
powerful
experience.
message. Yeah, absolutely.
You have many great lines. One of the lines I really liked where you said, "What you see and what you hear when you go over there will be with you for the rest of your life." Is this the kind of movie that will stay with you for the rest of your life?
I mean, I think a lot of the projects stay with me when I do them. Some aspect stays. I think I learned a lot, obviously, about these relationships. I had a little bit of history on the Marines, but I think, you know, this relationship with this dog and how that built, but also just Megan's actual story, I think, is a really kind of inspiring, beautiful story about kind of resilience and love and compassion and how that can grow from any type of relationship. It doesn't just need to be with humans. And hopefully, I think the thing that stays is just obviously this appreciation for what the military does for us and the sacrifice that they make.
Yeah, I definitely know that it'll stay with me because, like, growing up, I didn't understand the military. I didn't relate to it as much because some of the heroes I had weren't like, okay, they were not anti-military, but they were like, man, we not with this war and with that war. So it was like I didn't look at the military and be like, yeah, that's what I want to be. But after getting this experience, I have another respect for them and understanding. So even when I see soldiers in the airport now, it's like I feel like, man, respect. I give them that, you know. I always sent them a God bless, but now it's like I got a new understanding for what you go through. And yeah, so I think it'll stick with me. And too, I for animal lovers, you know, like I understand what those relationships can be, you know, and what a dog can bring to your life, or a horse for that matter.
Yeah.
Right. Is this the double?
Yes.
Okay. God, that was so fast. I hate this. Anyway, but it's as much physical training, but it's that emotional too, isn't it? When you're on this kind of a set. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Message to the troops all over the world. This is from me to the two-shot. Where's the two camera? Just, this will air on all of our bases everywhere. So, everyone say.
So do we say it to you or to the
To
camera?
the camera, please. This is to the troops.
Okay.
Okay, to all our troops out there, we just want to say our prayers are with you. We thank you for all your service. We praying for you and your families, and just want to say gratitude and respect for coming from Common.
And for Ramon, thank you for everything that you guys do. And ladies.
Yes.
Absolutely. Come on.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Gentlemen, thank you very
Thank
much.
Thank you.
I bawled my eyes. I mean, that's why I'm all stopped up today, is because I was crying so hard. I couldn't handle it. I mean, thank you. Good job. Good to see
Glad you felt it. Great to see you.
Thank you.
He's so